Hello, it's Mrs.Z. Today we are working on a Grade 5 Mission 2, Lesson 25, Word Problem. Mrs. Hanson spent $12 on 30 bus ticket tokens for the field trip. What was the cost of 12 tokens? So when you think about this problem, the Miss Hands, she had $20. So she pays for that 30 bus tokens. But the question was not what was one token, and the question is what was the cost of 12 of those of 30 out of 30. So we need to find what is one, that's the plan. And then we can then multiply by 12 to figure it out how many is cost of 12. So how we can see this in the tape diagram, we can pretend that this rectangle represents the amount of money that she has. So about $12. Okay. So now these $12, they need to be divided into the 30 parts because I don't want to use 30. I'm just going to do one part and then I will do the maybe two same parts and I will do dots and it's at the end as well. And then inside needs to be 30 units. Okay, so that means this is 1 unit represents one bus token. So this one is 1 bus token. And that is what we don't know. It's a question mark. So we don't know what is bus token cost. But we know then 30 of them is $12. So we can think about $12 dividing into 30 tokens must equal how much is T or 1 token. We're going to use variable that represents the token as a T, so the number that we don't know. Okay, we can think on this to standard algorithm. We could do that later on, but right now we could use that strategy that we learned. So if I'm thinking about this to be 12 and then 30, I can decompose in 3 times 10. I really can see this as a 12 divided into 3. I want to get that quotient, then I can divide by 10. So what that means is that I can do 12 divide by 3, and then again divide by 10. So right now, 12 divided by 3, how many groups of 3 are in 12? There are 4, because 4 times 3 is 12. But then I needed to divide that 4 into 10 pieces. So 4 will get 10 times smaller. It's, remember the place value when we have 1, and if it's 10 times smaller is 1/10. So it's same if you have 4, you have 10 times smaller 4, so that it becomes 4/10. So 0 and 4/10. So 4/10 we can also see as 0 and 40 hundredths. This means the same because 4/10 is same as 40 hundredths. You can think about money. This is, you have $4. You change that, you divide that $4 into 10 pieces. And each piece, you're going to change $4 into 40 tenths. And then 40 tenths will give you 4, if you divide it into 10 groups, each group will have 4 tenths or 40 pennies. All right, that's how we find what 1 unit is. So now we know that is 0.4, 0.4, and then it's going to be all to the end, 30 units. Each unit will be 0 and 4 tenths. Now, this is 1, but now we need to multiply. What is a 12 times 0.4? 12 groups of 0.4. So we can think this as 12 times 4 tenths. So when we do this, we can think, okay, now it's easy because I have only to multiply 12 times 4, and I can use distributive property. I can say 12, if I underline this, look, then I can do 10 times 4, and I can do 2 times 4. When I do that, 10 times 4 is 40. 2 times 4 is 8. Together is 48. But what? They are tenths. So 12 times 4 is 48 tenths. So now when you know that this is, if you think about terms that you have logic with money, you have 12 groups of 4 dimes. And when you have that, you're going to have a 48 dimes. But then when you see that 10 dimes are making a whole dollar, you can see that 48 tenths or 48 dimes, it's a $4 and 8 extra dimes. So that is how much is 12 tokens will cost. $4 and 8 80 hundredths, or $4 or 8 tenths, or $4 and 8 dimes. I hope that makes sense to you guys. It's we're gonna need to write what the cost of 12 tokens. So the cost of 12 tokens is $4 and 80 cents. 80 because 4.8 is same as 4.80. So that means the same. All right, so that was what problem? I can make it smaller so you can see. This was a lesson 25 word problem. We read problem, we draw a picture, and we write the answer for it. And it was Mrs. Z. I hope that was not too hard for you to understand it. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.